Get on, get on. क्या बोला? कुछ हुआ? नहीं, हल्का सा ये हुआ. हाँ हाँ. We'll wait for them. Huh? I thought we'll wait. If you want, we'll go. ठीक है. He said we'll go. We'll. उधर जाके रोक. All right. We just did a little settlement. Siddharth had his first bike accident. Nothing major. It just slight smudges on both vehicles. That guy asked for 1500. Technically he asked for the wheel cap, but I couldn't find. I tried contacting somebody as well, but I couldn't find a single wheel cap because only one of it was broken. The set comes at 1800, but there'd be no point for him to get an entire set because only one of it was broken. But if they don't come in single, there's nothing we can do about it. So then there was another minute scratch, but that was nothing major. So I told him, you leave that wheel cap, I will get it done. So we sent him 1500. He said that if it costs any lesser, he will send the remaining money back. And he took the number. He sounded like a polite person. So if he does, then mad respect for him. Also, the annoying guy was that scooter guy. I don't know if you guys saw it. I don't know if it's evident in the video. But there's a scooter guy who was very annoying. He just, what is it called? Tried stopping Siddharth, even though Siddharth was actually stopping on the left because I had already come ahead and stopped, no? So Siddharth was stopping in this thing. And then the car guy was like, okay, fine, leave it, it's fine, small thing. And then he went ahead, but then the scooter guy called this car guy back. So don't be like that guy. I mean, I understand. If we were trying to run away, then it is very much the public's responsibility to stop us. But if we were chill and then the car guy is like, okay, fine, leave it. Who the hell are you to tell him, no, don't leave it? So right now we're heading towards a restaurant to get some lunch. So right now we're going in 4 bikes and 1 auto because we have 3 more people. Technically we went in 2 autos. Simon's sister left before we left, 2 minutes before, and Simon just left with the other 2. So now we're heading out towards I think it's called Green Chilies. That's the name of the restaurant. So we're going there to get some food. There was food provided in our university, but we didn't eat it as usually the food there is pretty sad. Now imagine the same situation. He accused Siddharth of breaking his wheel caps, which in fact it did. But if it didn't, but he was just accusing, the camera would have saved the situation. Now what happened is as soon as we hit and the guy started asking for money, no, I wasn't sure how much he was asking or like he did not state any amount. He just said I need money or we can go to the showroom. And you know how it is in showroom. They ask absurd amount of money for they'll be like let's replace the part only. If I were to replace the entire side door, it'll cost you like 8k, 9k. So then I was like, okay, fine, let me check in the camera just to be sure that he did the damage. If he's the one who did the damage, then of course he's. You know, now that I think about it, I've noticed that when you are in an accident, no, the person who did the mistake can't really speak much because they have so much guilt in them, no, that something happened because of them. I'm not saying because I saw it on Siddharth's face. I'm saying because I have personally faced it a couple of times. And I remembered how it was very hard for me to communicate with the guy. Today I was able to, on a scale of 1 to 10, maybe give a 4 in communication. Not 4, a little too less. Maybe 7 or 8. I was able to communicate with the guy, ask him what happened. But if it was me who had touched, I wouldn't have been able to do that very comfortably. Because I would have had the guilt, no? That, oh, I did a mistake. Yes, look at phone and ride a scooty. That's how you're supposed to ride scooters. If you guys have seen Papa Sar, his new video in which he's doing a cinematic musical video for his friend. He talks about he shows the video on his stream, I believe. So I'll show you guys one of the shoot locations. This was one of the shoot locations. You guys can watch the video. You'll be able to see this house. This is my relatives. They stay here. He came in like that and then he went like this. So that means either they found the shoot location or Papa Sir stays somewhere here. Did I disclose his location? I don't know. I don't know, Papa Sir. You tell me. Jetta. That's also a very good car. Similar to the Passat that we saw in the morning. Both of them are very affordable luxury cars. If you don't want a brand, you prefer the comfort more than the brand, then these cars are for you. If your whole reason for buying a car is a brand, then of course you'd rather buy a BMW than a Volkswagen. But if it doesn't matter to you, then getting one of these makes more sense because they're cheaper and you get the exact same things. They're just not an Audi. In other words, they're not branded because there's very little difference between a Audi A4, not A4, I think A6 and a Superb. I am starving. Good thing is we're going to a proper restaurant, so we'll get food, probably butter naans and curries at a affordable rate. The place that we had gone now, where these guys wanted to get a beer, that was one butter naan was 75 rupees. The place that we are going now, one butter naan is 45 rupees. Same butter naan. Sorry, that's what the butter naan was 85. Naan was 75. Over here, the butter naan is 45 or 50. I just adjusted my clutch lever, and the brake feels, I mean, the clutch feels more accurate now. Ended up rev matching and downshifting to neutral. We're done with our entire day. We're heading back home. Home. Home sweet home. I just noticed that my formal shoes are matching with the gloss of my helmet, which probably looks fancy because it's like, oh, his both ends of his body are matching. Imagine it was all calculated. Now she got a 6-year-old trying to keep him home, trying to keep up the goal. When he looks in her eyes, you know he is safe when she says, ooh, look, nobody's home. Hey, this is a remix. Gotta switch. If that was the original song, it would have been very nice. Dun, 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 dun. Gonna wake up in the morning. I don't know this lyrics. What is this, man? We don't have any songs that are. Oh, what the fuck? Instant brake you put off. By the way, that's what happened with Siddharth. Let's review his accident. In my head, I know exactly what happened, so I'm going to talk about it regardless. But for you guys, I will be playing the video and highlighting what I'm talking about. So, firstly, there was a Swift on the left, and there were two bikes. And on the right side, there was an Espresso, which Siddharth had just overtaken 2 seconds back. Now, the Espresso guy wanted to get ahead of the traffic by staying in the right and overtaking, which is what any other car would do. But the guy on the Interceptor, which is Siddharth, wanted to also get ahead of traffic, so he decided to change lanes. But since he's new to the biking, the whole biking, he did not pay attention to he does not have an estimate of the length of his motorcycle. So he assumed as soon as he has crossed, that's the end of his motorcycle. So he just changed lanes abruptly. But since him changing the lanes was not known by the Espresso just collided into Siddharth's bike. Now fortunately, Siddharth's bike hit the Espresso and then hit the Etios that was on the left side and then balanced himself out. If it were a bigger vehicle, he would have tripped and fallen under the vehicle, which is extremely bad. However, I also think he did use his legs to support himself, but that is regardless the point. The point is that he was stuck in between two vehicles at a very knee-to-knee distance. So, firstly, the cause. The cause for this accident is the rider not having an estimate of the length of the motorcycle and making a overtake or changing lane without having an estimate of the length of the motorcycle and not looking in the mirrors. So, two main reasons. First is changing lanes without looking mirrors. Second is not having an estimate of your motorcycle length after you. Now, what could he have done better? Obviously, looking in the mirror and seeing that there's a car next to him and not changing lane. That is one. Second is waiting. Since the car had just stopped, He could have waited for a few seconds instead of changing lane. That also he could have done. Option 3 is understanding that his bike is like quite long, and as soon as he overtook it, even though this is an extremely bad thing to do, he could have increased his speed to avoid colliding with the car, which is very dangerous, but that is one way he could have avoided the crash. So 3 main reasons. How can you avoid these mistakes? I think I just self-explanatory, but I just explained them. But yes, and this was his first accident in his motorcycle. I mean, this doesn't even qualify as an accident. This was like a very minute thing. He had to pay 1,500 to the espresso owner, as one of the wheel caps was broken, and also there was a slight scratch on the door, which he didn't consider because I asked him. I told him that it's just a tiny scratch. It's all right. But the wheel cap is like a big thing. It completely broke. We weren't able to fit it back, and unfortunately wheel caps don't come in single units. They only come in a pair of 4. So the only option was to pay him how much it would cost to get 4. He did say that he will try getting it for cheaper, but if he does, he will send the remaining back. If not, then he will just keep the entire 1,500. But that's what he spoke. Now, he sounded like a gentleman. He was a very nice guy. So he might send it back. We don't know. We'll find out eventually. But yeah. I don't think he was listening to music. I am not very sure about that. I will check with him. I will ask him if he was listening to any music, so that I give you a better picture of his perspective of what happened. So that still does not have a camera. He's planning to get one in the next month, so I do not have his perspective as well. But yeah, that's what happened. See, the bike guy waited for a few seconds, and I crossed. If he didn't and he came onto the road, it would have been a risky maneuver for both of us. Be a little patient and do not ride fast in traffic. I might be doing it. I'm a hypocrite, so I'm gonna tell you not to do it. On a serious note, though, I don't think I ride fast. There's a good chance that I probably am, but as far as I know, I don't think I ride fast. Holy shit, man! There's so much dust. I feel like I have dust allergy. I need to get my allergies checked. Probably next week, once I'm done with my work, because I'm right now very busy with work, like extremely busy. Today I was able to call a day off because I pushed my meetings and everything to tomorrow, which is crazy. Where is this orchestra happening? Oh, it's just one person.